Welcome plagueons. This video you're going to be seeing is Star Wars Battlefront. New game I just got, been playing a fair amount and ready to set up this video. Basically this game is fairly different from what we would expect from the Battlefront series. It's still, all out warfare, a lot of people playing and whatnot. But there's a lot of new game types, and it's just balanced differently and whatnot, so I'm gonna get straight into it. So far the game has both impressed and disappointed me. When I first started playing I was rather impressed, before I saw every part of the game, and I liked the blasters available. I liked how the maps looked. I liked the heroes and villains when you got to play them, how they felt. My first opinion on the turrets though was they were a little too strong, because this game is very skill based. The more skill you have in this game, the better you're going to do. And the turret is one of the few things that doesn't quite reflect that. You can make a fancy play and get some kills and earn the team the objective, whereas someone else can just sit on the turret all day and get 20 odd kills. It's still something easily countered by someone who has enough skill, but it's one of those things that can be a little frustrating when you're in a spawn trap or something or other. I did immediately start seeing cons though. The main one, and the biggest one I'm sure a lot of people are going to agree on, is there's only 4 maps. There's 4 big ones and 4 small ones for the different game types on how many people are in the game. And honestly, for $90 that's very pricey to only get 4 maps. It's I mean, they're great maps. I was very impressed to see Sullust. I absolutely love how that map is created, how it looks and everything. Hoth looks good, Endor looks very good, absolutely beautiful. And the Wasteland Tatooine is also a very nice map, but the thing is, though they look great and I love playing them, that's it. Once you've played a handful of games, you've already done all the maps, and that's a little depressing. Even 6 maps would be a lot more acceptable. 8 maps would be ideal, but I think 6 is something that they could have at least done. The other huge con I found was that there's only the 3 heroes and the 3 villains. There's no variety on different maps, which was really upsetting. I mean, I came into this expecting somewhat like the old Battlefronts. You got different heroes on different maps. You got, different strategies you employ and whatnot, and it doesn't feel that way. I was really looking forward to, maybe getting Chewbacca. I was hoping Governor Tarkin. I've really always wanted him in Battlefront. I think he would be an amazing character just to, throw in. It'd be absolutely fantastic. But not an option. Oh well. It's just not something I was expecting. Also, with no prequels, characters or maps or anything, it feels like they could have added a lot more into the original trilogy. Could have just given us so much more. And that's a huge improvement I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping these DLCs aren't really pricey and giving us just one more map and maybe another blaster, because it's not all that great in terms of diversity. There's not too many guns, but then again, the guns all pretty much feel different, and none of them is outlyingly overpowered. Not in my opinion anyway. Every single gun is good in at least 1 or 2 game types, and they all do different things for different players. different situations, which you're going to face all the time with 20 versus 20. So I think the gun balancing is good. You know, you're going to play a game type like Supremacy where the E11 or E1, can't remember, but that game can feel very, very overpowered, and then next game you can't do anything with it. Uh, the heroes are also not super insanely overpowered, which is great. They still gonna kill you in a one-on-one every time, which is what they should do, but you can damage them, you can outplay a hero, and the hero's not super easy. He can help you get out of spawn trap and sticky situations, but I think they've done well on the balancing side. It's just there's not enough variations in what you can do. In terms of playing the game though, what is needed is a lot of strategy. You can't go into this like COD, like CSGO or anything where you're just gonna try and be a slayer. That's what you've decided you're gonna do this game. Because it's not going to win the game or do a lot for the team in the game. So, including myself, need to focus more on how you get to objectives, how you push up as a team, how you find ways to, an ATSD is giving everyone grief, so you find a way to take it down, distract it or something. It's very reliant, this game, on strategy, and that's something that people are struggling with. Some people don't want that, they just want to have fun, and being spawn camped is not fun because the other team is very strategic. Overall though, the lack of diversity hits this game pretty hard in terms of being able to rate it highly. So I'm gonna give it honestly a 6 out of 10. Like, I think the balancing's great, I think it looks amazing, but that's not enough. The missions and survival are also pretty cool, but there's still not, there's no Battlefront mode. There's just not. Supremacy is the closest thing. So that's also a little depressing that you can't just do that against AIs. Yeah, and then just the lack of diversity. There's 11 blasters, there's 4 maps, and I can't hit on that hard enough. There's only 4 maps. So what I'd like to see really is some maps, a few more blasters. I think even 3 blasters would be all the difference. More heroes and villains, that's a big one for me right now. Because if we're just gonna have them, it's making those players who are playing this a lot and are actually good at video games have the easiest time of their life, because they're not learning how to take advantage of so many things. They're only okay, so Han's really OP if you're playing like this, and then you've got this Han Solo running around the map getting 20 kills because he's learnt what to do with him. When there's more diversity, players who are really into the game and really want to be good at the game, they branch out more, and there's more to learn, more to have fun with, instead of going into a game and going, well, I can play this game with every single blaster before it ends. I can get the hero twice and just pretty much play every hero in the game. I can end up in almost every vehicle in one game. And if I play 3 more games, I'm going to end up on every map in the game. And the game mode that's the best is heroes versus villains. For me, it can be a little bit frustrating, but I mean, all games should have a little frustration. You want a desire to do better or something. But yeah, other than that, Supremacy is fun. Not much more, and there's not too many people playing. I don't like that they put Blast in, which is TDM. There shouldn't be a TDM game mode in this. There should be a Battlefront game mode over that. The Walker Assault's okay, and it's very popular, and I end up having to play it half the time because there's just not many people at the moment playing. So yeah, that's pretty much all what I'm going to say about Battlefront.